Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of VCTV with your host, Kyle Ellicott. Today, we're going to be talking about all the investment opportunities and trends you need to know about that are happening in and throughout Europe. As well, joined by an outstanding friend and family member here at VCTV to share their thoughts and insights on what's happening in Europe. Before we introduce Adrian, big thank you to the Latoken team and to Hasmic for making today's episode possible. Adrian, let's jump right in. Give us a quick overview of what you're seeing happening in Europe as investment opportunities or trends otherwise.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Adrian Niculescu, and I'm happy to be a part of Latoken Familyverse. And I've started contributing to VCTV in March 2020, and I will continue to do so. And in the meantime, I also joined the growth team of Latoken. Having in mind my VC background and the fact that I'm with the eyes all the time on what's happening in the startup world, and I'm a Romanian, so I spent a lot of time in Europe, mostly in Romania and UK. I see how this ecosystem is developing. I want to open with something which is in the news today. So the second company in Romania after UiPath, the artificial intelligence robotic process automation company UiPath, which listed last year on New York Stock Exchange and became a decacorn. So the second company from Romania wanting to pursue listing on New York Stock Exchange, Bitdefender, which is a leader in the antivirus space, they've just started the paperwork to become a public listed company next year. For the companies in Romania, this was like the 4 minute mile. If you don't know the notion, actually, for many years, people were not able to run a mile in less than 4 minutes. And at a certain moment, a guy did that. I don't remember the name, but this is not important. But what happened, this shift the belief of people. So after that moment, so many runners were able to achieve that. So last year, for the Romanian startup ecosystem, UiPath actually broke the 4 minute mile, being listed on New York Stock Exchange, and now the second company is doing that. About investment opportunities in Europe, they are everywhere, and if you want to look at the next big thing, one thing you can do, you should look at the metaverse, for example, which is the virtual space around us, which is like the new universe, the new digital universe, which will become like a parallel world we will live in. Europe, it's such an emerging place, and even if the events market is not open the way it's open in Dubai, for example, still some conferences started to happen, and every big city has co-working spaces where many startups um, are located. Also, there are meetups. Most of them are virtual. They are accelerators, they are incubators. So, if you want to look for investment opportunities, um, you can perform a search on Google and you will see so many resources. Now, you need to think about what kind of investment opportunities you want, because for example, you can look today at the cryptocurrency market, where actually startups issue tokens or issue coins if they have their own blockchains or their own technologies. So it's much easier to become a backer for such startups. Of course, these assets are not regulated, so there are all sorts of risks around that. But with any investment, usually the more the risk, the more the potential reward or potential loss. And you need to figure out, okay, what kind of investor you are, what kind of risk level you want to take. And also, if you want to invest in, let's say, in blockchain or in artificial intelligence or in startups doing food delivery or in startups wanting to do what Uber is doing, because there are so many opportunities and it's very, very easy to be overwhelmed. And next, it comes the idea, okay, once you select some opportunities, how do you assess them? If you search on the internet, and for so many people during this period, only the laptop screen or the tablet screen or the phone screen was the gate to connect to other people, you can find so many resources about how to assess a startup. And what is very interesting is that you don't need to travel, let's say, if you want to meet the team, because the most important thing, in my opinion at least, for a startup is the team behind it, the people who are building it, because everybody has a great idea. And it's very easy, let's say, I don't know, you see a pitch deck, you can replicate the model, and you have another pitch deck and you go to pitch investors, but the idea itself, no matter how good it is just 1% of the whole process. 99% is the implementation. And sometimes is very, very hard to implement an idea. And it's all about the execution. And even if the idea is great, let's say if the people are not ethical, or if they are not qualified, if they are not skilled enough, if they don't have, I don't know, the proper mindset, the proper experience, or so many failures before, so they could learn how to fail forward, even if the idea is great, it has a lot of risks to fail. But if the team is good, if people are hustlers, if they work day and night, if they work on weekends, if they are doing this for a while, they gain experience, they had some exits or even some failures, they pivoted from, no matter what will happen with the project, they will find a way to go forward. This is very, very important, because today it's very easy to create a profile on LinkedIn, let's say, and to say, okay, I am this famous entrepreneur, this famous author. Everything is marketing. It's very easy to do that. The same for pitch decks. You hire an advertising company, or you hire a copywriter, so you can make the best pitch possible. You can put there what investors want to hear, but when you are analyzing an opportunity, you have to go beyond these things, So
absolutely. So go ahead, Adrian. Go ahead.
Is which could be transformed into a successful project, because more than 90% of the startups fail. So, and of course, in theory, venture funds say, okay, we are putting funds in, I don't know, 20 projects, maybe one of them will succeed, but it's quite like that.
Right. So Adrian, real quick, one or two other topics in closing thoughts today, or one or two other trends technology-wise people should be looking at that is taking Europe by storm, whether it be, artificial intelligence, blockchain, whether you're seeing anything in quantum or food. What are one or two categories that people should be paying attention to in Europe, and where can everyone find you online today?
Two things I'm looking at. First is the gamified trend. So at the crossroad between the crypto industry and the gaming industry started a new breed of projects in gamify. Actually, in a nutshell, is the play to earn model when the rewards are in cryptos, NFTs, things related to that thing. And a few years ago, so many people were blamed by parents. Okay, you spend so many hours in front of the computer playing of Warcraft or something like that. But today, users playing some good play to earn games, they are able to buy houses from this exercise. So it's totally crazy. So new jobs and new opportunities in the gamify space, and also the building of metaverse, which is the the virtual parallel reality to the reality we are living, where the ears are the earphones actually, and the eyes are the glasses or the VR tools. So I'm looking very close to these areas, which not only will bring new jobs, new opportunities, but entire new paradigms and new ways to perceive life, which is very, very important. And the humanity is all about evolution, and the technology is more and more present in our life. Of course, I would not recommend anybody to be 100% dependent on the technology, because you don't know when life puts you in a situation, like to be alone in the desert, not to have any gadget. So you need to have your senses awake to be able to find the solution, and to find the roads to the water or to the city. But apart from that, the technology becomes more and more part of our lives. And as closing thoughts, and I always recommend to educate yourself. And fortunately, VCTV and Latokan have these great, I'm calling like an MBA for company founders, for entrepreneurs, where you can see so many experts, so many speakers sharing great ideas. So my advice is to educate yourself and look into the opportunities in the gamify and metaverse. And Europe is full of those opportunities, because the next big thing really can come from anywhere. Is like the democratization of opportunity to the access to internet. Because me and Kyle right now, we are at two different corners of the world, and
Yes.
you may
Yes.
be you who are looking, you may be in a totally different place. And so we are able to connect together, and not only to connect, to understand each other, to see each other, to hear each other, and to create a normal conversation, like being face to face. I can't
Yes.
share a coffee with you or even a frappe, but
But it's
we
okay.
can
We
do it
can
when
we
we
can do
meet.
it virtually. It's okay.
Of
We can do it
of
virtually for
course.
now, which is perfect. Adrian, thank you so much. Audience, thank you so much as well for tuning in today. If you haven't done so already, please do reach out to connect with Adrian to learn more about what's happening in Europe and a lot of his efforts on the investment front and otherwise as well. Also, big thank you to all of you for tuning in. We'd love to hear from you. Add context, where you heard us, where you met us, what you would like to continue the conversation about as well. Big thank you to the Token team and to Hasmic for making today's episode possible. With that, I'm your host. That's Adrian over there. Reach out. We'd love to talk more. Everyone have a wonderful day. Until next time, take care. Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you. See you in the family